Family, today I wanted to talk about the importance of not taking no for an answer. And look, this doesn't mean to force a yes in all of the things you do with people that you may interact with or things like that. No, not at all. Because with people, you want to be organic. What's meant to be will be. However, in life, there are certain times when no is not good enough. So, guys, I'll give you the example here. Earlier on in my life, I was a young athlete. I was a prominent basketball player in the country. And at a point, I was a nationally ranked player, a top 100 player here in the US. And albeit fortunate or unfortunate as it may be, I had an injury in my knee, and it was this new injury. I went to so many different doctors, and some said there was something there, some said nothing at all, and ultimately I still trained during this process, and I felt all of the, grievances that come with having, let's say, a difficulty in your body like that. And albeit right around the fourth doctor, I went to the Roman Orthopedic Center that works with the Philadelphia Sixers. And the doctor said, hey, yeah, there's an issue here where you're missing some cartilage in your knee. So fast forward a bit at this time, my, let's say, confidence in the game had already dipped. I wasn't quite the same player because, yeah, I'm being told all these things that, oh no, you're fine or you're okay. And so that's affecting my play, but I'm believing that it's just my play that's making me not perform the same. And so, I wasn't quite the same player. I was still there. And it was this huge relief that I heard that, man, there was an injury that you knew, and now it's being confirmed. And this was my 9th grade year. I was about mid-semester. At this time, let's say I was only JV, which, all things being equal, I would have been varsity. But anyway, so yeah, I had the surgery. Everything was good. And this surgery, guys, it was to put in cartilage into my knee. And so they took cartilage from my hip and put into my knee to kind of fill in the bone, because apparently there was some erosion going off there with the bone on bone in my knees. So yeah, it's a stem cell thing. They took a part of it out, they grew it, and then they took some from my hip and like mixed it together in a scientific way. And then, yeah, they put it in my knee. So first operation was to get a bit out of my knee and my hip, I believe. And then the second one was to combine it and to reinsert it. So they did that. And yeah, I was on crutches for quite some time. I was just absolutely terrible, really, in that time, right? But now I reflect on it and know it was a blessing in disguise. And yeah, in the time, it was difficult because I'm there. I'm eating the same as an athlete, and I already had an appetite. So, let's say to start, I was 150 pounds, which in kilos, I believe is around like 60 kilos. Man, maybe a bit more. The kilos number is a bit different for me, so let's go off of pounds. I was about 150 pounds, and by the end of this, I got up to around, I want to say, 200 pounds. Yeah, my mental health, my physical health, everything completely just was kind of decaying, man. It was just terrible. I was in my bed, and at this time, I was in a, let's say, difficult position at my house because, like I alluded to prior, my dad at this time, his mental health wasn't the best. So ultimately, as a child in the house, that kind of goes onto you. And so I'm in my bed every day. I don't have anyone around to really help me. And I'm just there with these, let's say, dark thoughts and things at this time. I'm just in my bed every day. I don't have anywhere to go. I would love to have gone and played or have been with friends or ladies, brothers, whatever it may be. However, I didn't have that. And it was a blessing because that really got me accustomed to dealing with the enemy. And so I understood their attacks. How do they work? How do they operate? Because all the enemy wants to do is get you not trusting and believing in God. That's all the enemy wants. So yeah, and I saw that. I would do things. I mean, at this time, what was I doing? I would say, yeah, I was watching like porn and I mean all these type of things. Just kind of feeling bad for myself and all of that, and yeah. And then ultimately there came the period, I believe how it was, the number's a bit foggy, but let's say it was around, I want to say I was on crutches for 3 months. And so then the time had come and yeah, my knee was good. And then I remember one night, that evening, my knee started to leak and I was in a lot of pain. And yeah, there's a lot of pain in the knee, a lot. And I just, what is this? And my parents came and yeah, it was leaking and ultimately we had to go back to the emergency room. And I was like, oh, what is this? What is this? And yeah, we get there and the doctor tells me and my parents that, hey, Gabriel. And he tells me indirectly, of course, right? He's talking mainly to the parents. I'm merely a child. And he says, look, guys, we're going to have to get this liquid out because if not, we're going to have to amputate the leg. And so, yeah. So we get on the table and he's just stabbing my knee, like stabbing it with a stick. I'm just seeing all this white pus and juice come out. And I'll be honest, guys, I'm a man. However, if you ever want to see me or hear me sound and act like a lady, to an extent, you should have seen me when I was getting stabbed in my knee. That was a lot of high notes that I was hitting, a lot. And yeah, my parents were there, my mom was there, and I could tell she was like, of course, saddened to see her child in that amount of pain. And anyway, after that, they had to do the operation again. And so ultimately, it was another, let's say, year out of commission where I couldn't do anything at all, just be in my bed. And I got up to, around 230 pounds. And so, yeah, at this time, after that, just whole process, I got into rehab with my rehab coach. And yeah, we just started fortifying the knee and all of this and just getting it to a point where I could be cleared. My goal at this point, because we're in 12th grade, I am, of my high school career. So I'm in 12th grade, and in my mind, I'm thinking, well, hey, I have an opportunity here to potentially get back and playing with this season. Because I knew, I always knew my talent, of course, the people that I trained with and the talks that I was in with coaches, that for me, let's say, going professional was always a reality. And at a point, it seemed like an inevitable reality. So I'm saying, hey, I still believe I can get back there. Why not? I had even been getting some workouts in the morning and things like this. So yeah, about a year and a half of rehab, it comes the day and it's like, hey man, you're cleared. And I remember speaking to my PT coach, and after I got cleared, everything is good. And he said, yeah, man, the reality is like, you'll never run again. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play on the team. He's like, oh, man, you're never going to run again. Like, have you seen your knee? And at the moment, I didn't say this, of course. I'm still a young person. But now I see what resonated within me was the fact that, oh, okay, yeah, something being said to me that I don't believe in. So it's nice for you to say that. It's just, no, it's not good enough for me. I refuse to take no for an answer here. So all that I did is literally the next day, I didn't train at all for this. I went there and I tried out for the basketball team. Just try it out for it. All these people here, everything going on, they're playing, they're in season stride, and I'm not in shape really. And I went there and I tried out. And I have to be honest, to give myself some flowers, I did quite well. I made it to the final round of players to get selected to the team. And I mean, ultimately this day too, this day, man, let's say I was with some friends that didn't reflect really who I was, merely where I was at this time. And yeah, I remember I was literally high on marijuana. I mean, for the practice, like literally, man. It was kind of funny. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And yeah, I made it to the final round, and it was between me and another player. Apparently he did a little more, which, I mean, hey, looking back on it, did he? I don't know. But we could say he did, yeah, because it happened just as it needed to. So yeah, after that, didn't make the team, and it was just kind of a testament, man, to me that I always look back on. Because doctors can tell you anything. People can tell you absolutely anything. It's just if you have the will and you truly want it, there's nothing that you cannot achieve. So I know some of you may be in dire strait, may have a terrible injury presenting itself to you. And I want you to know that if you truly believe, you can achieve it. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to use a really deep example here, guys. It doesn't matter if your father wasn't present in your life. If you want to be an amazing father, you can be. It doesn't matter if your mother wasn't present in your life. If you want to be an amazing mother, you can be. It doesn't matter if you started from poverty. If you want to be extremely financially affluent, you can be. It doesn't matter if you weren't that good in school growing up. If you want to go to the top university in the world and have amazing grades, you can. It doesn't matter if you started your life completely away from God and doing things that are the antithesis of good. If you want a life with God, you can have it. You don't have to take no for an answer. You are more than enough, guys. And this testimony that I'm speaking on today, which has a lot of different parts, is merely that, a testimony to show you what you are capable of, what we are capable of as human beings. There's nothing that we cannot achieve. Because also, guys, and this would go into another video, all of that weight, the 230 pounds, I got down to 160 pounds. In around, let's say, I mean, in total, if we want to say maybe a half a year, but in reality, I mean, a good 40 pounds of it was in 2 months. So this all, man, and we'll cover that in another video. However, this all, guys, is to say, there's nothing that you cannot achieve. If you have the injuries and you're being called to be this athlete in this area to help your family and everything, well, you can do it. Because as I always say, where there is a will, there is a way. It does not matter to me what has happened. If someone has done it, you can as well. And if no one has done it, you can be the first. As long as that's the mission that God is calling you to, I mean, nothing can stop you. The only thing that will be in your way towards getting to the mission that God is calling you to do is you. It's no one else. Because at the end of the day, people's words are only that, words. Some can hold weight, but none hold weight like the truth that God puts in your mind and on your heart to get you, I mean, out of wherever you are to wherever you need to go. So always keep that in the forefront of your mind, that you do not have to take no for an answer. If you're dating a girl and she's like, oh no, I don't want to be with you, well, that's different, brother, because that's a people thing. But when it comes to life, any position you want to be in, if they're saying, oh no, we don't want you here at this company, or several companies are telling you this, who's to say that the eighth won't be the yes? It's up to you, friend. Because in the battle of that, in the battle of tribulation, you become stronger and you show God that you always believe. It's the volume thing that I hear people speaking on, where volume, volume, volume. But let's look at what volume really is. And let's compare it, for example, with basketball. So I'm shooting a shot and I miss. Not believing is just stopping and quitting there, because you're literally saying, I don't believe that it will go in. But the people that continue to shoot and have volume, what are you saying to God? Let's look at it. I'm literally saying, God, I trust in you so much that it doesn't matter how many shots it takes. I know that eventually you will make the shot go in. You will give me, let's say, the reward, whatever it may be, because I believe in you. And what, you don't think that God likes to see his creations believing in him? You don't think that? Of course. So that's all that it is. If someone tells you something, I mean, okay, I appreciate your feedback, and there's a time and place to take it into account, but when it comes to this, no, I won't. I will do what God is calling me to do, and I will do it now, and I will do it to the best of my abilities. And there was nothing that will stop me from achieving the mission that I have been called to do. Nothing. Only me. Only me. Only you. So the question is, are you going to keep moving forward? Or are you going to give up? I cannot make that decision. I can merely give you my testimony. It's all up to you. And I know that you can. It's not, oh, I think it, oh, Gabriel thinks this, and going off of this. No. Looking at you, I know that you can. The question is, do you? So let's go. Much love, guys. It's been an absolutely amazing video, amazing conversation with you guys. You know what to do. Love.